Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm a computer science major, and one of the questions I get asked the most is, how do I take notes? It's a great question because in a field as technical as CS, your notes can be your best friend or your worst enemy. So today, I'm pulling back the curtain and showing you my entire digital note-taking system. We'll cover the apps I use, how I organize everything, and some productivity tips that have seriously saved me during exam season. If you're a student, especially in a STEM field, you're going to want to stick around for this. First things first, let's talk about the gear. I do everything on my iPad with an Apple Pencil. The portability is a game changer. I can take it from a lecture hall to a study group to my dorm room without lugging around a bunch of heavy notebooks. Plus, being able to write by hand is crucial for me, especially for drawing diagrams, writing out algorithms, or working through complex math problems. Typing just doesn't cut it for those things. Now, for the main event. The app, my go-to, my holy grail for note-taking, is GoodNotes. I've tried a bunch of others, but I always come back to it. The organization is just incredible. Here's how I set it up. At the start of each semester, I create a new folder for that term, like Fall 2024. Inside that folder, I create a separate digital notebook for each of my classes. So I'll have one for data structures, one for discrete math, and so on. This keeps everything super clean and easy to navigate. No more frantically flipping through a giant, messy notebook trying to find something from a specific class. Inside each class notebook, I get even more granular. I use different paper templates depending on the content. For lectures, where I'm just writing down concepts, I use a simple lined paper template, but for anything involving code, I switch to a grid or Cornell-style template. The Cornell method is amazing for CS. I use the main section for lecture notes, the side column for key terms, questions, or function names, and the bottom summary section to write a quick recap of the lecture's main takeaway or any big algorithms we covered. It forces me to actively process the information instead of just passively writing it all down. One of my favorite features of digital note-taking is the ability to incorporate other media. If a professor has slides, I'll import the PDF directly into my GoodNotes notebook before the lecture starts. This is a massive time saver. I can just annotate directly on the slides, add my own thoughts, and highlight key points. No more trying to frantically copy down what's already on the screen. I can focus on what the professor is actually saying, which is way more valuable. I also love that I can just drag and drop screenshots of code examples or diagrams from the web right into my notes. Let's talk about productivity. A huge part of my system isn't just about taking notes, it's about reviewing them. This is where active recall comes in. I use the highlighting and lasso tools a lot. After a lecture, I'll go back through my notes and highlight the absolute most important concepts in one color. Then, I use the lasso tool to grab specific diagrams or code blocks and copy them onto a blank review page. On that page, I'll try to re-explain the concept or rewrite the code from memory. This is so much more effective than just rereading your notes. It forces your brain to actually retrieve the information. Another tip is to use the search function. This is probably the biggest advantage of digital notes. If I'm studying for an exam and I vaguely remember a concept like binary search trees, I can just type it into the search bar and GoodNotes will find every single time I wrote it, even in my own handwriting. It's like having a personal index for your entire brain. It's incredibly powerful and saves me so much time. I also create a dedicated cheat sheet page in each notebook where I compile the most critical formulas, commands, and definitions as the semester goes on. Come finals week, my study guide is already halfway done. So that's a deep dive into my note-taking process as a CS major. It's all about staying organized, being active in your learning, and leveraging the power of digital tools to work smarter, not harder. It took me a while to refine this system, but it's been a total lifesaver. I hope these tips help you streamline your own study routine. What's your favorite note-taking hack? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Thanks so much for watching, and if you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. I'll see you in the next one.